Well, that's the view from my passenger side. Let me give you a better idea. See, beautiful. I like how those pink cones stand out against the trees, you know? It's beautiful. It's amazing to be able to find in New Hampshire parking for such a long rig, you know? And nobody here. So there are 3 spots here, and there's a bunch of spots near the trees in there. And yesterday I came late yesterday, Sunday. Today's Monday. And oh, look, they even have birch trees over here. Beautiful. And let me see. Let me show you what the other side looks like. So you see that you can even park over there. Well, that's for small vehicles. And over here we have a gas station that's open 24/7, and we have a drive-through Dunkin' Donuts. And the best part is that there's free Wi-Fi. So I'm sitting next to the, because I'm so close, I can use the Wi-Fi, you know. And I thought my load would be ready in the morning, but originally they said no, 3 o'clock. But they were not sure. They said maybe we'll get it ready over the weekend, but evidently they did not, because I emailed the guy. I have a direct line, so to speak, of communication to the shipper, the guy who's in charge of this. And basically this is what this is and why I chose this place to stop here, because the plant where I'm loading is 3 miles away, you know. So that's that highway over there, that's 125, New Hampshire 125 south. And so I've been sitting here since yesterday, and cops like this place, you know, like they always go through. I already saw like 3 or 4 cop cars, you know. They either go through the drive-through to get coffee, or they buy gas here, and they look at me but don't say anything. But anyway, so I'm gonna go south, and then I'm turning left somewhere there in this little town in New Hampshire. And I already got my New Hampshire permit. It was pretty cheap, like 20 bucks, 15 bucks, 28.50. And the Mass permit was issued, but for some reason the point where the Mass permit started was I-195. I-195? Like, I'm just north, pretty much north of Boston. You know, Boston, Mass, I'm just north. And the freeway is about 10 miles away. I-495, but I-195 is like way south over there. And it says Rhode Island. So you gotta watch out for this, you know. Like, I got so happy that I saw the, like, she sent me, the permit lady sent me 2 permits. And I thought, you know, there might be some issues, right? Because Mass is very tricky. But no, she says, here's your New Hampshire and Mass permit. Alright, so I look at the New Hampshire, everything is cool, pretty cheap, because it's only, you know, like the 495, that's already Massachusetts, right? So New Hampshire, I don't know, it's like 8 miles maybe, or 6 or something like that. And then I just get into, you know, Massachusetts. And then I look at the, so New Hampshire was fine, and then I look at the details on the Mass permit, and it's bad. So wrong point of entry, basically. And I send them a message, and I put, the title was wrong permit dash dash, wrong permit dash dash, wrong permit. Because I know they're on Central Time, and they always leave on a lunch, and then, you know, there's nobody there for an hour, and I got a reply, calm down, working on it now. I said, I just wanted to make sure I catch you before you leave for lunch. I wanted to add 2-hour lunch, but I thought that would be a bit too much, because actually their lunch is like 1 hour. But you know, still it feels very, very long. And it's always the wrong timing, because I'm on Eastern time, they're on Central time, they're in Iowa. And so yeah, I just emailed the guy at 12 o'clock. I emailed him, I said, so any news on the baby grinder relocating to Canada? He says they discovered an issue during testing and they're working on it now. He says you should be okay coming at 2:30. So pretty much the original time they told me, 3 o'clock, right? So I suspect, because it's brand new, you know, they build them here, right? I suspect I probably not gonna leave today, you know. I might need to come back here, because this is the only place where you can park, because, you know, there's no parking anywhere over there. It's all tiny, you know, like here there's so much space. I was even able to go around, you know, with my long trailer. And then at 11 o'clock I started my log and I did the inspection, and I got the fuel, because fuel here is $2.89 a gallon, you know. This is the cheapest I saw ever since I crossed the border in Buffalo. Alright, so my machine is over there in the distance. That yellow thing sticks out under the green roof. And I just arrived here. This is the plant where they make them, and they were testing it. And you see that's they're testing in the distance, that pavilion with a bunch of trees. So the way they test them, they put trees in the machine and they see how she converts them to that sawdust over there. And the guy is doing something in this this other pavilion, very noisy. But I wanted to show you the machine itself, because that's exactly what I'm picking up, because it's the same make and model, 6400 CT, and that's the one over there. So and I just came out to see how I'm gonna be tying it down. Okay, I see this. Not sure if my hook will go in, so I'll have to use my shackles. So that's 2. Oh, that's pretty strong, so I can use that. Put a couple of hooks in there. Oh, and that's a solid axle with no wires on it. Perfect. We can put a couple of chains in there, or maybe even here. Oh yeah, lots of spots. The Terex, it has a huge engine, some kind of, I forgot, but the power is like unbelievable. And here it's like similar to what if you go back to my older videos, I picked up somewhere in the South US or Midwest. It was a blue machine, but the same, like the technical term is horizontal grinder. Yeah, you see. So this is where the product goes in here, and that thing just destroys it, and out of the front comes the sawdust or whatever, right? And that's the engine over there. And I remember I gotta tell you guys that it's so helpful to have these videos that I make, you know. I often go back, if I know I'm picking up the same machine, I often go back just to see how I secured it, you know, where the points for chains are. It's very helpful. Oh, look, that's beautiful, because this thing can swing, right? See, and they created this, and that's pretty big, so my chain, the hook will go in here. So 2 over there, 2 over here. Huh. And there's something in here. Of course I can put chains on the tracks, but you know, it's a pretty heavy machine. So yeah, it looks like I'll have to use my shackles and then use the axle, and a couple of chains are gonna go on the track, and then in the back we have this, we have that. Alright. Yeah, sorry for the noise. Let's go hide and wait till my machine is ready, because they're gonna load me right there on the pavement, you know, because we want to keep the... Jeez, how can somebody work, you know? How can he work? Oh, that's what it is. It's a the guy is welding. Jeez, he looks like an alien. I wish I could show you guys, but he's too far. I'll tell you, the guy looks like some science fiction movie. He has a helmet, and the helmet is not like a regular helmet. It's like a diver's wear, you know, like a... I'm serious, like a diving helmet, and then he has a special, like a uniform, probably that prevents him to, you know, like an anti-inflammatory, right? Jeez. And now he's going into the forklift to do something. Anyway, but the noise stopped. Beautiful. Anyway, so that's the machine. So now I have a general idea where to attach chains. Well, what I can do now, so while I'm waiting, is attach my signs and flags. Yeah, the guy slammed it pretty bad. And again, I asked him, right? Like, why we're in the middle of the forest and you cannot get timbers? Like, you know, I cannot carry those big ones, right? I have the outriggers. But it would be so much easier if there was some, like, even a couple of those big, you know, trees, right? Just put trees under, like, what's the big deal? Unbelievable. And he smashed the trailer just, you know, in the back there, like the axles, the poor axles. And I left the air this time on, just trying to protect the trailer. I checked the shocks should, you know, they look okay. Oh, and the worst part is that why he's trying to fix it is because when it slammed down, it turned. It turned, and he's afraid to, he's trying to correct it. It's like it's more, I think it's more on my side of the machine than on the other side, and he was trying to correct it, and he's afraid to you know, make big changes, so he's just moving it little by little, and it's not doing anything, you know. So he's going to get a more experienced guy. He says there's a production manager who loaded hundreds of these, and he says see what we can do. Maybe we can maybe he can correct it on the trailer, because I said, because he wanted to drive off, and I said no, I'm sorry, I cannot let you slam the trailer 2 times in a row like that, you know, because, you know, that's how things break, right? Because I said I only have 1 trailer, you know. If I had 10 of these, yeah, I wouldn't care, right? Like, each is only 110,000 or 125,000 US, brand new. Like, what's the big deal? Okay, that's the master. It's coming.
I decided, no, it's already almost sunset. I only have like half an hour to drive in New Hampshire, but
Let's go see the big tamale. Now, how do you like that parking job? So we have all axles down. And so that's what I had to do. Right, this one pulls this way. There's 2 chains on each track, but actually here I added one more like this directly to from the track to the trailer. I could not do it in the back. I'll show you why. And then here I just put a long chain around that. It's like an axle, so it's pretty strong. The guy was watching me, he said it's okay. And so 2 here, 1 long one here, which is like 2 short ones, 2 of these, 2 of these. Same here, right? Over here, pulling this way, and 1 over here, so that this doesn't swing. And yeah, I don't like it, but I don't have a choice. I have to hook it up like this to the trailer, because it does push into the into this thing, right? Into the shim. So I think we're good. And Massachusetts, like I said, they allow night driving, but you know, it's been a long day. I waited 6 hours or whatever to get loaded, and now I'm finally loaded. I want to, you know, just relax, watch a movie on my laptop, and then tomorrow we're gonna leave. We're gonna leave tomorrow. I got my, but I'm still waiting for New York permit. I have New Hampshire, I have Mass, but I don't have New York. So I can only go as far as the New York line. So anyway, more to follow. Thanks for watching.